Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing this Sunday? Today is Sunday, March 24th, 2019. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you all to my stream, my first of two gameplay streams for the day. I am, looking forward to today. I hope you guys are too. Woo! After what a day we had yesterday, huh? What a day yesterday was. Yeah, let's talk a little bit. Let's kind of just sit back and recap a little bit before we get started with today's festivities, shall we? So yesterday, on Saturday, I did my very first ever marathon. I've never done anything like that before. It was over 12 hours of streaming. In fact, it ended up becoming 13 straight hours of streaming. And I did a wide variety of stuff, played 6 different games, plus did a segment where I just talked with the stream viewers. It was pretty fun. And I learned, let me tell you, I learned a lot based off of, performance and feedback and everything. I basically learned what works and what doesn't during a marathon setting. And, I'm taking a lot of your feedback into account based on, how things went during that marathon, all right? So, just so everyone knows, first of all, went really well. Like, I had no clue how this event was going to go, okay? I was completely just not knowing what to expect, and it ended up going pretty well in my opinion. First of all, attendance was up all day long. It was one of my most attended streams in the last several years, actually. Very rarely do I maintain that amount of viewership during a stream. So it actually went really well in that regard, in my opinion. And, in regards to, trolling and stuff, yeah, it was bad, but it was exactly as we expected. And I do want to give a very special shout out to all of my moderators who over the course of the day did their absolute best. They had to mess with certain things like followers only mode. We never had to go into sub only mode, which was great. I was actually kind of worried that if it got so bad, we'd have to go into sub only mode, but no, we managed to, curtail it. It ended up being under control enough that it ended up being a pretty fun experience for pretty much everyone who attended. I got a lot of positive feedback from people saying that they really enjoyed the event and, would I ever do another one, etc., etc. What I can tell you I learned is that certain games work, certain games don't for this kind of marathon. Like, for example, Sekiro worked well. Everyone wanted to see Sekiro. It's the new hot release. It made sense that that was the game everyone wanted to see. I would say Modern Warfare Remastered also because I was doing so well in it and big kind of, getting crazy kill streaks, top of the leaderboards every match. People kind of enjoyed that. And Black Ops 4 Blackout Battle Royale. People really liked that too. And in fact, I would say out of all the segments, it was Sekiro and Blackout that really brought in the attention and got people, like, amped up. I had tons of interactivity during Blackout, which is funny because it was the last thing of the day, and you would think, oh, gee, after, like, 10-plus hours of streaming, people were exhausted. No, it was actually the opposite. When I started playing Blackout, people, like, perked up because this was an opportunity for them to interact with me in a way that they really couldn't do when I was playing the other games where it took a lot more attention. So it ended up being a really good segment, okay? So that being said, the other things that I did didn't really work. Like, for example, Donkey Kong Country 2, I finished that game and that playthrough. Super Mario RPG and Classic Street Fighter, nah, they really basically kind of bored the audience. People were like, man, I wish Phil was doing other stuff. Interactivity went down during those segments, all right? So, like I said, it's a learning experience. It's the first time I've ever done a stream that long. And what I can definitely tell you is based off of, based off of what I've been told, and the feedback I got, I would basically, the next time I do a marathon, maybe do it a little differently, where instead of 6 games, maybe do like 4, and play a little bit longer in each game, that are the games that people really want to see. What would the games be? I have no clue. I don't know yet, We're gonna think about this. The other half of the whole event was I was trying to raise funds to help pay my taxes coming up in April, and we were successful in that endeavor. Just so everyone knows, I made over $1,000 in tips over the course of the day, which was really good. I had no idea what to expect or what I was going to raise, and that is a very strong positive. So thank you everyone who came by and contributed. By the way, I should raise the point. There were still many people who contributed via other methods, cheering and subbing as well. And even though those won't directly help with the tax situation that I have coming up in April, that was still very much appreciated. Okay? So it went very well in that regard. Okay? And the good news is that was an excellent start towards, what I'm looking to raise with the whole tax situation. And, we still have all of this week coming up and all of the first week of April for basically me to work my butt off and keep playing Sekiro and keep, playing other games, other chill games. In fact, this week coming up, there's MLB. We'll talk about that in a moment. So there's ample opportunity for me to keep going and, keep trying to raise as much as I can before my trip to Connecticut and hopefully, being able to take care of the issue. All right. That being said, this one event was definitely not enough to take care of the situation. No way. So that's why I'm glad that we still have several weeks before, it basically comes to due date time. And we have to see what happens between now and then. Okay? So all that being said, the deal is this. The next week to week and a half is going to be normal streaming for me. And what I mean by that is you're going to see full streaming days where I'm going to be balancing Sekiro with more chill content. Today's Sekiro and Minecraft. Okay? And then also starting this week, MLB comes out, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, my schedule. And I'm going to balance that with Sekiro so that way it doesn't end up being too much Sekiro. Because I'll tell you right now, being very honest with you, if I played this game every single day with no break, I would lose my mind. Just being very honest here. I would lose my mind. It would drive me nuts. But I think if I take it at a pace where I'm not playing it every single moment of every day, and I'm balancing it with other stuff that's more relaxing, I think it would be a lot more fun. Plus, let's face it, not everyone who watches my stuff wants to see me just playing this game constantly. Some people are not interested in it. Some people are playing it for themselves, and they're not going to be coming by to watch the streams until they're done with it. So it would not make sense for me to just constantly be playing this over and over and over. Okay? So, that being said, here's the deal. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, today, yes, this first gameplay stream will be Sekiro. 4 hours. We'll see what kind of progress I make. I 100% expect the game's still going to kick my butt. And I'm going to be, getting destroyed by it and getting frustrated. But that's good because I'm not playing it tomorrow. Okay? Later tonight, my late night stream is going to be Minecraft. My weekly session of Minecraft. And this session in particular, what I'm probably going to be doing is going back to Mr. Papavera's guidelines, because he was giving me some good guides on what to do with redstone and the like, and see if I want to do anything with redstone. Also, if you guys remember, I had enchanted an axe, and I was looking for, basically digging for more things like diamond and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing today, trying to gain more experience levels to prepare this new enchanted axe I made, and looking for diamond. It's going to basically be a mining session tonight, but at the same time, maybe I'll do some more stuff. We'll see. But it should be a fun session tonight regardless. A more chill session where we just kind of relax together and have some fun. Okay? Tomorrow's my day off from streaming, and boy do I need it. I mean, I'm just being very, very honest here. Yesterday pooped me. It took all my energy out of me. And today, even though I'm going to do my damnedest to do a full day of streaming, I definitely need a day away from it. So Monday is going to be perfect for that. Kat and I are going to have a nice day together. Spend it, not worrying about streaming or anything. A good day to unplug, okay? And then I'll be back on Tuesday. Now, here's the thing. On Tuesday, I'm going to be doing some different stuff, okay? On Tuesday, we got 2 games that I'll be playing. First of all, I'm going to be trying out MLB 19 The Show, which is Major League Baseball. Excuse me. I have not played a baseball game in some, oh my God. I think the last time I played a baseball game was the launch of the PS4. So that was what, like 2015, I want to say. So it's been like 4 years since I played a baseball game. Okay. And yes, I will have to mute the music in the baseball game. There's nothing I can do about it. If I don't, all the videos on YouTube will get claimed and ruined. So it'll have to be without music. But here's the thing. Here's the thing is, doing that, I'll be able to interact with you guys a lot. It's going to be a stream where I get to talk with you guys and kind of interact while I'm also playing a game. And I remember those MLB streams from long ago being very entertaining and fun with my viewership, because those were actually some of the few streams where I did actually interact with you guys. When back then, remember, I used to do videos as if they were offline, doing videos just for YouTube. But I remember during those streams I would interact with you guys, and it ended up being a lot more fun. So I actually think that these streams should be pretty good, all right? So that's going to be Tuesday, MLB, and then Tuesday night is the conclusion of the Walking Dead video game. The final episode is releasing. We finally get to see what happens to Clementine after, you know, how many years of playing these Walking Dead games. I think the first one came out in 2011. So you're talking after 8 years, we're finally going to see a conclusion. All right, pretty sweet. Then on Wednesday, I'll go back to streaming Sekiro, and more than likely it'll end up being the main stream for several days, if not, you know, just at least 2 days. And I'm going to balance that with more chill content at night. For example, Super Mario RPG, I'll play through, which I'm continuing on with. You know, Black Ops 4 Blackout, which obviously is a fan favorite. Maybe a little bit more Modern Warfare Remastered, although even I don't know how much longer I will keep playing that. We'll see. And MLB, okay? So basically for the rest of this week, it'll be Sekiro as like the featured stream after Tuesday, but it'll be balanced with other fun stuff. And if I play it for like 2-3 days and I get burnt out, then I'll go back to MLB as the main stream, okay? Now also, this coming Thursday is Ask the King, okay? And I screwed up, I think last night when I did my schedule, I screwed this up, because I might have put that Thursday was going to be a main gameplay day, and it's not. It's going to be Ask the King. That's my bi-monthly Q&A show, where I just talk with you guys, okay? I answer your questions. So what I would recommend, guys, if you want to have a chance to have your question answered on this show coming up this Thursday, please head over to thekingofhate.com, which is my website. There's already a thread there in their thing for Ask the King for this episode where you can post up your questions, all right? I know at this point we got like 25 questions, but the more the better, all right? And the more questions I get, the better the show is. I also will be accepting questions via Twitter the day of, but in general, the more questions I have up front, you know, the better that show ends up being, okay? So that's going to be Thursday as the main stream, okay? And then probably more than likely Thursday night, people are going to want to see Sekiro so badly, I'll probably do it as like the nighttime stream on Thursday or whatever, okay? So it'll be a fun week. We're going to have MLB, we're going to have the conclusion of The Walking Dead, Sekiro continuing, some chill stream stuff, Ask the King. It's going to be a good variety of content this week. All right. Now, next week is going to be my last week. Next week is the first week of April. That's my last week before my trip to Connecticut. That's also my birthday week. All right. My birthday is the very end of that week. So what we're going to do is have a little bit of festivities around here. I'm going to decorate the office for my birthday. Just like I did last year. Some people really seem to like the festivities that I did last year. And I am going to be doing another marathon. All right. I'm going to be doing another marathon that week, since it was so popular this week. And, you know, quite frankly, I need to do everything I absolutely possibly can to raise as much money for these taxes as I can via tips by the time that the taxes are due. So another marathon is definitely in order. All right. It's probably, my guess is it's going to be Friday, April 5th. Why? Because that's a weekend. All right. It makes it easier for people to attend because it's a weekend day. In addition to that, it's the day before my birthday. I don't want to do the marathon on my birthday. Just being honest here. And what games will I be playing? It all depends on how progress goes with all the games I'm playing. I'm definitely thinking Sekiro is going to be one of the games. And more than likely, I'll be playing it longer than I did in this last marathon. Black Ops 4 Blackout is obviously a shoo-in because that was one of the big successful games during this last marathon, okay? But outside of that, I don't know what else I'm going to be doing during the marathon. Maybe I will open it up to nominations to you guys, the viewers, to see what you guys want to see on that marathon. You know, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Gary Shiggles, oh my God. Gary Shiggles says the marathon will be more successful now because it's early on in the month when people are getting paid versus the end of the month when no one has any money. And then he said something about giving blowjobs for Big Macs. What the fuck? Okay. But anyway, I think now that people know what to expect with the marathon and seeing that I can actually pull one off that's entertaining, I think people will enjoy having one more before, you know, I go to Connecticut. All right. And then, you know, I'm going to be gone for roughly a week from streaming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's way more important for me to go visit my parents and spend time with them than being here to stream and raise money constantly. And it's something essential I need to do. Kat, you know, definitely needs to meet them. And it's going to be a fun week. Like I said, I told you guys, I will, during that week, maybe share some pictures and stuff with you. But I'm not going to be doing any video footage or anything. Okay? And then when I come back, it's going to be me continuing on with everything. More than likely, I don't even know if I'll have beaten Sekiro by then. I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be that balanced with Phoenix Wright. The Phoenix Wright collection is actually going to be coming out during that time frame when I'm in Connecticut. So I'll be coming back and starting up Phoenix Wright 3. I don't know what the name of it is. The third game. So we're, you know, that'll be in the mix along with Sekiro, along with other stuff I'm doing. Keep in mind, later on in April, we've got a lot of fun stuff, including Mortal Kombat 11 and Days Gone, amongst other things that are coming out. Okay? So, you know, April should be a great month. Overall, you know, starting off strong with Sekiro and a marathon, and then, yes, I will have some time away, but coming back to really good, positive gaming stuff. I think the month overall will be a great month. Okay? Trials and Tribulations, is that Elric Strife? He says, it's Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Okay, that's the next one in the series, I guess. I haven't played it yet. So, great stuff, right? So, again, in summary, I want to say thanks to anyone who showed up, who spent time with me yesterday during the marathon. And, of course, in particular, thanks to those who did contribute. You know, your contributions are going to help me significantly. And, you know, it was a really good start to what I need to raise for these taxes coming up. All right? Just being honest. Okay? So thank you guys very much for that. All right? I'm maintaining positivity and keeping a good attitude here. You know, I feel that if I do that and I stick to, you know, positive streaming and sticking with all the games people want to see and doing good stuff, that I should be able to, you know, every day chip a little bit away, chip a little bit away. And hopefully by the time that these taxes are due in mid-April, I have a big amount to put towards them and basically get me out of hot water. Okay? Okay. Very nice. Okay, so that's that, guys. Thank you very much. And, you know, I'll have more information regarding the schedule and everything. Basically, I like to say the schedule is pending. Like, it could change every day based off of your feedback and based off of how things go. It could change. So, you know, the stuff I just talked about is the rough idea that I have, but all the time I'm taking feedback from you guys, and, you know, I'm able to, on the fly, change what you guys, you know, think based on your feedback. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how things go in the next few weeks and go from there. Okay? Alrighty then. Alright, so guys, let's just very quickly do a plug segment. Then we'll do a shout-out segment for those who have already contributed during the stream. And then, we'll get started with Sekiro. Alright, 4 hours of Sekiro today. Fair enough? Okay. Alright, so, thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. I really do. The only reason I'm here is because you guys are so supportive. Being honest, you know. It's not like it was back in the day, you know, with YouTube or whatever. Now that I'm a full-time streamer, things are very different, and I love doing what I do for a living. And I want to say, you know, again, thanks to everybody. So, there are many ways that you can be supportive and you can ensure my efforts to continue to keep streaming the way I do every single day and putting out the long-form videos that I do on YouTube continue. All right. The first is to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Speaking of which, there's only 7 days left this month. 1 week left in the month of March. Okay? So there's 1 week left for you to pledge to my Patreon and have your pledges count for this month. You earn personal perks when you pledge to my Patreon. all right, based on how much you contribute. For example, for the $5 level, you'll gain the ability to nominate and vote on games for special events. In the month of April, I think I'm going to bring back the idea of a viewer's choice gameplay, because I haven't done that in many, many months. So I'm thinking that's a good event to do, and I'm kind of formulating in my head the way to do it. But I think what'll happen is the patrons, people who pledge to my Patreon, will get priority ability to nominate the games for this special event, okay? In addition, you can get your questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, which I just mentioned is happening this week. Or you can even get a private Q&A video made for yourself. You know, any questions you want to ask me, anywhere from 15 to 30-minute video answering your personal questions. So give it a look, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Thanks very much to those who contribute to my Patreon. I appreciate it. And, you know, if you haven't yet, give it a look, okay? Now, there's also a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of Teespring merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, etc. Good quality stuff. I can attest because I own it myself. I've owned some of the stuff now for 2 years and it has not worn out. So give it a look at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Thanks to anyone who buys anything from the store. It does help me a lot. And you get a cool, you know, high quality product or collectible or whatever you want to call it out of it. In fact, thanks recently, a few people actually in the past week or two have actually bought some stuff from the store. So thank you for that. Okay. Now in particular, if you're here live on today's stream, all right, you know, thank you very much for being here, first of all. Appreciate that. If you would like to contribute and get some interactivity with me during today's stream, you can. If you either cheer with bits or subscribe to the channel or you tip me during today's stream, I will give you a shout out. All right. That being said, I am playing Sekiro. All right. Which means that it's going to be a very distracting game. It's going to take most of my attention while I'm playing it. However, the good thing about Sekiro, you can pause it. Unlike every other From Software game like Dark Souls, Demon Souls up to now, Bloodborne, you can actually pause this game and have time to interact. So if I see, oh, here come a couple contributions, I can pause the game to do shoutouts, which is great in my opinion. I have to get used to that because I'm not used to that in a From Software game. So, I will do my absolute best to give shoutouts to all of you who contribute. Keep in mind that it is at my discretion what I read on my stream, and if there's something negative or insulting or completely derailing, like music lyrics and stuff that I don't understand, or references, memes to other streamers, I don't have to read any of that. All right? It's at my discretion what I read. I am trying to keep the stream positive and free-flowing and not, oh, let's just completely derail the stream with shit I don't understand or whatever, okay? So just fair enough. You try to remain at least somewhat on topic, or, you know, if not, if you have just an honest question, try to remain positive, okay? So yeah, all contributions are very much appreciated. As you can see at the top of the stream, we have a stream stats leaderboard where I'll be tracking things like the top cheerer and the top tipper for today. So you will get extra recognition during today's stream for any contributions, okay? In particular, right now, the best way you can support me is via tipping. The tips that you give me go directly to the taxes next month. I raised a good amount yesterday, but I've got a long ways to go in the next couple of weeks in order to raise enough to take care of these taxes. So please consider tipping me today. If at all you are going to contribute and you have the ability to choose how, please tip me. A few things I should mention about tipping. First of all, you don't need a bank account to do it. You can use a credit card. Second of all, it's through PayPal, and it can be completely anonymous. You do not need to give out your identity if you're going to tip me. This is a major asset because a lot of people who contribute don't want to have their identity given, especially because they're afraid of online harassment and the like, which I understand completely. I am harassed tons every single day. I hear you, all right? So, if you're considering tipping me, there's two ways you can do it. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on. If you don't see that button, you could just type !tip into the stream chat. That will bring up a link to my PayPal tips page. And again, you know, if you want to shout out, great. Please leave your name in a message. But if not, you can just do it completely anonymously, and I understand. All right. So, Gret's great. As you can see, I'll also be tracking deaths for the Sekiro playthrough, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. Outside of all that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else in particular I want to mention. Probably not. So what we'll do is we'll do some shout outs. And what I also want to do on today's pre-stream, because yesterday we had a significant amount of contributions, is I want to read out the top cheerers of the week because these people contributed, you know, very much this week, and it resets overnight on Sunday nights. So I want to give them kind of a last chance for some recognition here before we start. Well, first of all, I got a friggin' hangnail. Give me a second. I hate when this happens. I got a nail clipper right here. Let me take care of this. Annoying. There we go. Ugh. I absolutely hate that shit. You get a nail that catches on something. Okay, I took care of it. Good stuff. Okay. So, first of all, let's do some shout-outs, all right? So, overnight, several people contributed. Thank you to everyone who did. I very much appreciate any contributions, especially when I'm not broadcasting. That's pretty awesome that people actually think of me and keep me in mind when I'm not even live broadcasting. That's pretty amazing, okay? Ooh. I feel like I got a burp coming up. Damn it, I hate that. And it gets stuck in your chest. Oh, damn it. All right, well, now it went away. I'm sure it'll come back later and bother me. All right, so shout out to the following people who contributed overnight. We've got Bendaman, who did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you, Bendaman. Guitar Player 1939 tipped me $5 overnight and says, I'm thinking about visiting Seattle. What are some of the tourist attractions that you would recommend there? Okay, great question and good person to ask because I've been to Seattle many times since I've lived here, and I have a good idea. So first off, the more common touristy stuff is actually within just a couple blocks. You've obviously got the Space Needle that you can go up and get an amazing view of Seattle area. There's also, right near there, the Pop Culture Museum that has all kinds of stuff. It's like music, comic books, television, movies, and they have rotating exhibits that are very fun. It's actually one of my favorite places in downtown Seattle. There's also the Pacific Science Center. If you're into science and nature, it's a really cool place. They usually, again, have rotating exhibits, but they actually have a dinosaur exhibit. They have an insect exhibit with a butterfly room where you can go in and have all these crazy butterflies fly around you. Plus all kinds of other various things. You have to look it up because they always have different stuff there. And they have a nice IMAX movie theater. Okay. That you can check out and watch a lot of movies and also nature videos in there, okay? Also in that area, there's a lot of shopping, there's some restaurants and the like. My other favorite part of Seattle is actually the waterfront. If you go down to the waterfront, which by the way, is only about a couple blocks away from everything I just mentioned, you have Pike Place Market, which is an outdoor market that is like 10 floors of just shops. And don't think, oh, it's like stores right? No, these are all locally owned businesses, people who handcraft products. We're talking textiles like, clothing, but also handmade little knickknacks, soap, scented candles, collectibles, all kinds of stuff. There's actually a really cool comic book store in there that I really enjoy going to. And then if you follow Pike Place Market down to the waterfront, because it's actually on the side of this big cliff, on the waterfront, there's an amazing aquarium. There's a ton of seafood restaurants, and there's ferries that you can take out and take a ferry ride around that harbor and get a great view. And there's a really awesome giant Ferris wheel. So there's a lot of good stuff just in that area. And that's just one area. Other things to do in Seattle, there's a really cool zoo, but that's more in a northern part of Seattle, so you have to do a little bit of a drive to get to it. And in downtown Seattle, there's actually a lot of good shopping, and there's actually a tram, also known as a monorail, that goes from the Space Needle area into the shopping centers in downtown Seattle. And it's only like a couple bucks to take this tram. So you could potentially go there, do all the stuff around the Space Needle, take the tram to the shopping, get food and eat, and then come back and then, and have a whole day of it. It's a really fun thing. So that's my rough recommendations. I'm sure there's many, many more things you can do in Seattle, but in general, the few times that I've been there, those are the things that I've done. Okay? All right. Golden Colts did a 99-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the 99-bit cheer. I appreciate that. Now we move on to people who contributed during today's live stream. All right. We start off with Rob8777, who has subscribed for the 15 months and says 15 months, heck yes. Thank you, Rob, for 15 months of support. All right. Honk Honkler being a jerk basically cheered and says, oh, well, would you say if you do a next marathon, that's the real most important day of your career? Honk Honkler just being a very negative jerk with this cheer. Referencing the fact that I said that yesterday's marathon really, in reality, was the most important day that I ever streamed. And it was, because if that stream failed, if attendance was low and everyone complained it was boring and no one contributed, that was it. You know, I would have basically lost kind of all hope of being able to raise anything and get out of this tax situation. Like, seriously, it could have, like, crushed me. But in reality, it was the opposite. It went very well. People loved the event. Attendance was high. Engagement was high. And people kind of got reinvigorated for my streaming in a lot of ways. I actually think a lot of people were like, wow, I'm excited now for Phil to do streaming more because this was a really cool event showing the variety of stuff that he can do. And, you know, it went down really well. We curtailed the troll. It went really well, you know. Now, in the next couple of weeks, obviously, like I said, I'm going to be trying to raise as many funds as I can for these taxes. And yeah, the next marathon, that's basically going to be the kind of the last hurrah before my trip to Connecticut, will basically be my last major chance for me to raise any kind of major funds for my taxes. Yeah, it'll be a super important event for me. That's why I'm doing a marathon. I mean, people with common sense know the answers to questions like this already, but some people just like to try to be sarcastic dicks, and that's exactly what this cheer is. So I appreciate the cheer, but I don't appreciate the sentiment. Okay. Vote Democrat cheered. He said 24-hour stream would bring in a lot of attention and tips. I could never do that. The 12-hour stream itself, all right, was now don't want to say I surprisingly enough I wasn't as tired at the end of it as I thought I would be. I thought I would be like super sapped and spent, and I wasn't. But after 12 hours of talking, you know, my throat itself was worn out, and I had to basically like not talk at all last night so that I could kind of like recuperate. And you know, now I got a full day of streaming today afterwards. Not even like I'm taking time off after. Immediately I'm doing another day of streaming. So there's no way I could pull off a 24-hour stream. You know, there's no way. It's not possible. And by the way, with my age and the fact that I should be taking breaks and moving around, you know, it's just not going to happen. If I was with a team of people, 2 or 3 people who could tag in and out and help each other out and do stuff, I could. Well, but I'm a one-man show. So that is not going to happen, okay? Okay, continuing on, Guitar Player 1939 cheered and said, they're making a Dora the Explorer movie. What other beloved series is Hollywood going to ruin next? I don't know if you've noticed, Hollywood it's very odd here. So what happened was, for a while, Hollywood would make live-action movies. Then, Hollywood said, let's do animation. Right? And first it was hand-drawn animation, then it went to 3D animation, and now they're like, now we're going to do live-action movies again of the animation. So it's like, we had all these Disney movies, right? The Jungle Book, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, you know, Aladdin, The Lion King, Dumbo. Now they're making live-action versions of these movies with CGI in them, okay? Then to completely, like, reverse the formula, Dora the Explorer, a children's cartoon, turning into a live-action movie. Huh? In my opinion, all this shows is that, sadly, there's no originality. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with any of these movies, but it's the same shit rehashed, right? How many times can you rehash the same thing? I mean, these Disney movies are great. Is there a reason to remake them? Or should you just do something new that people actually want to see? And in my opinion, I think that's what it is when you don't have originality anymore, you just rehash the same stuff. Oh, I want a new audience to see it, okay? I can understand that. Then show them the movie. You know, a lot of these Disney movies came out in Blu-ray or whatever, and now you can see them in HD. Let me tell you, when I saw The Lion King in HD for the first time, it blew me away. It looked so much different from when I had watched the movie a million times as a kid. But do I really need to see the same movie again and again and again redone? You know? Are we just going to redo the same movie every 20 years? you know, so that a new audience can see it, but it's redone again and again and again. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know if they're going to be good or not. But I can understand why people are saying, why are you taking stuff from my childhood and redoing it 500 times? Or why are you taking a beloved cartoon from my childhood and making a live-action movie? Why some people would be annoyed by that. By the way, that doesn't necessarily mean these movies are bad. I'm just saying that, like, for people who maybe didn't see the source content, maybe they are actually being exposed to these things for the very first time. And now they're like, wow, this is actually really good, right? And maybe now they want to see the source content. They want to learn about the history of what that film is, right? That could be a very positive thing. So I can see both sides of the fence. Personally, I never saw a single second of Dora the Explorer, the cartoon. I was too old for cartoons then. So, or children's cartoons then, I should say. I'd say I didn't watch anime or whatever, right? But, you know, I don't know anything about it. I with no frame of reference, there's no way that I could, you know anything about this movie would be good because I never saw the original source content. So, Vote Democrat cheered and says the Dora actress is thick as fuck. Okay, good for you. I'm sure that's what everyone's thinking when they see the trailer. Knows Nobody did a 500-bit cheer. He said, I don't have any tips, but I do have some bits for you. Thank you very much, Knows Nobody. That makes you the top cheerer of the day. Let's get you up here on the leaderboard. Thank you very much for that. So you are the current biggest cheerer of the day. And what I'd like to do before we start is, first of all, check sub count. $532. We actually went up by 2 subs, which is funny because I don't remember seeing any sub notifications, but okay. Certainly not going to complain about that. Thank you, guys. And like I did mention, I do want to do shout-outs to the top cheerers of the week because that is going to reset overnight, okay? So today is the last opportunity if you want to get up on the cheering leaderboard to be one of the top cheerers for this week because it will reset over Sunday night into Monday, okay? Okay. So, thank you very much to the top cheerers of this week. In 10th place, The Lightning God. In 9th place, Apple Peacock. There's a tie for 7th place between Judicious Echoes and John C. III. In 6th place, RFHC5. In 5th place, Eternal Napalm. 4th place goes to the 51st Dragon. 3rd place goes to Sambuca 2020. 2nd place goes to Nasif. And 1st place, Super Blind Man. Thank you very much, everybody, for all of that support. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and end the pre-stream. All right. And we are going to switch over here to Sekiro. And it's time, right? Let's see how I do. I don't know how I'm going to do today. Yesterday, it's funny because my late night stream on Friday, I basically made like no progress. And then yesterday's 2 hours, I made massive progress. So this game seems to be a mix. Like, you know, sometimes I can do well and sometimes I just suck. I guess it depends. So I guess we'll see. All right, we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys very much. Let's end the pre-stream and let's start up with gameplay. All righty then.